Good morning. Today's video is going to be a tutorial on how to make crepe paper rosettes. I really didn't check YouTube for tutorials, so this is my way of making them because I did try using them with glue and then folding it, and it was a complete disaster. So then I remember when I was growing up, my mom used to make these material flowers that she would sew and then pull on it, and it would turn into a circle and it crunched up. So I said that could be the same concept with crepe paper, and it worked. So I did a couple of large ones to try it out to see if it's really gonna work. So depending on how much you pull on the thread and how much you want it to go in, that's how much you pull on the thread. And so some of them I left them with a big opening, and then another one I left them with a small opening. So you could embellish them with scallop circles or just a circle, and then that's how you place them. And you could put one in the back also so the ugliness doesn't show. So this is using the whole length of the crepe paper. You make this one, but if you fold them in the middle like this, you fold it like that, and you sew over here where you fold it, not the opening, but where you fold it, you can make smaller rosettes, and these are the ones I made. And again, depending on how much you pull on the thread, the opening in the middle will be as how you want it. So this is a medium opening, a large, and a fairly smaller. So, and then these are going to have the double crepe paper on them. And you could also embellish them with a tiny scallop circle or circle, depending on what you want to use them for. So I'm going to show you how to make the large one first. So the large one, you need a foot, and then and a half at the 6, and then that's where you cut. Okay, for the large one. For the smaller one, where is the smaller one? Okay, the smaller one, you need 9.5 inches right there. See, 9.5, and you want to have it straight, which this one I didn't make it straight. So let me just. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to make the large one. Okay, so you want to have on your sewing machine enough thread so that when you finish you could pull on the thread on the crepe paper. Okay, and then for the large one you want the little, because the Stitch Happy sewing machine has this little stick, I don't know what to call it, but it moves, so you want it to go as close as that edge so that when you're sewing it, it doesn't move around. You want to keep it as close as it is in that side. So let me start this. Now you want to release it, and you want to have thread, enough thread so that when you're going to pull on the thread, it makes the rosette. Okay, that's holding it. So now you want to take your scissors. You want to separate these two because you need to find the thread that's gonna make it crinkle. Okay, so I found the thread that's gonna make it. So you want to pull on it, and while you're pulling, you want to move the crepe paper to as far as you can, but you want to do it nice and gentle. So for this one, I think I'm gonna make the opening in the middle much tighter. So we want to keep on pulling until we can't pull anymore, and then we go to the other side and pull. And you want to make sure okay, now I want to go to the other side to start pulling on. And you want to find, okay, I found the thread. So and then you want to make sure that the other side of the thread is pulled. So I want to keep a little bit more because I want the opening as much as it's closed as can be, if I'm making sense. The opening in the middle, I want it very crinkly. So that looks like it's going to, so you want to cut a little bit of that thread so that when you go to knot it in the ending, you have enough. So as you can see, this part is not crinkled as much, but when I go to give it a knot in the end, you want it as close as possible, like that. So now I'm going to make a knot on it. And I'm going to double knot it so that it could stay there. And then I'm going to cut the thread off. Don't cut too close because then the knot will cut off. So now here, before you do the knot on this one, you want to pull as much as you can and make sure that is crinkly enough. So, okay. So I'm going to cut the excess thread and I'm going to put a knot on it. Let's see. Okay. So okay. And I'm sure if you don't have a sewing machine, you could do this by hand, sewing it yourself by hand. So now you want to work it, but to work it you need to go on the table. So I'm gonna zoom in and I'm going to move this away. So you want to work it as much as you can to make a circular on it. See, until you're satisfied how you like it. Then you want to squish it when you're satisfied that you like the rosette. Then you want to glue the end with a little bit of glue only. And glue. it's not. Of course, for the, let me just open it up. Okay. And there you have, and there you have your rosette. So I glued it, sorry, I think I was off frame. So I glued it with some glue, some wet glue. And then this will be the back, this will be the front. And you could decorate it like that. Hopefully you saw what I did. So I squished it and then I glued it on the side, which I could put more glue here. See that opening there? You want to put as little as possible the glue, and then you just want to squish it, and that's your rosette. Now I'm going to show you how to make the small one. Okie dokie. So for the small one, again, it's 9.5 inches. Then you want to fold it over, and you want it to be even with the other side. Hopefully my head is not in the way. Yep. So you want it like that. See? The opening where you fold it, that's where you're going to sew right there. So for this one, let me bring back my stitch happy. Again, you need to have enough thread in the side. Let me widen out a little bit more. And then for this one, you want this as close as possible. So I think it's in between the one and the beginning. So you want to put this, the opening, over here on your right, where you're gonna sew, where you fold it on your left. Okay, this is a little bit too close, right there. So you wanna start sewing. Something happened. Okay, the rosette broke. I think the rosette broke.